Now, widgets pretty much work. It's the basis of Ultimatum and also the basis of WordPress in general. WordPress works with widgets. Widgets contain content. So let's understand something. We have content. We have post content in this particular case. We have page content. And of course, we have things in our media library, slideshows, etc., etc. So one of the things I want to share with you is let's go up to view site for a second. And let's go and adjust this particular layout. So let's go to theme management and select edit layout. Now, depending on your screen size, you can choose to put your widgets on the right, or you can choose to put your widgets at the bottom, and this is a setting property inside of Ultimatum theme. How would I find that? Well, based on these choices, Ultimatum settings, and what I can do is I can scroll down to the bottom here. It's not under general settings. So my objective here is I don't want to see those widgets on the right. I would like to see them across the bottom. Actually, I don't want to see them across the bottom. I just want to share with you how I can change this. So based on these choices, advanced settings, extras, and if I scroll down to the bottom, I can choose to have these widgets across the bottom of the page. So as an example, I'm going to hold down the control key and I'm going to open this up in a new tab. So therefore I can keep this in place. Control key, Windows, right click Macintosh, or vice versa. Right click Windows, control key, click Macintosh. All right, so now if I go back to edit layout, and if I want to put this at the bottom, I thought I said okay to that. Okay, not paying attention here. Save the changes, of course. Save the changes. And now when I go back here and refresh this, you'll see that the widgets are now at the bottom. Now this depends on your available space for the screen that you're working in. I prefer to have the widgets on the sidebar. Now if you're doing a lot of intricate work with a very wide screen and you got a lot of stuff going on here, perhaps you do want to put this on the bottom, but I like it on the right side. So I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to save the changes. Come back here and refresh the screen, and you'll see that it appear on the right again. All right, now something we haven't talked about in any kind of great detail are the different types of widgets that are available. Now everything below this point, anything that says Ultimatum, obviously is part of the Ultimatum experience. And sometimes if you add additional plugins, whether it's third-party plugins or plugins that ship with Ultimatum, which are also third-party plugins, you would see different information down here as well. Some plugins actually title it correctly, so you know it's going with that plugin. Some don't. So you just have to kind of understand how it thinks. So everything from here down is part of Ultimatum widgets. Now, again, what are widgets? Widgets are just tools and helper files that help you to bring up certain types of content. So let's say as an example that I want to put some social media content, and let's say I want to put this at the top of I can put it in my header, by the way, but let's say I just want to put this above the slideshow. Now, keep in mind that this slideshow was on a 100% wide width, which we don't want to do. So I'm going to insert a new row here. And I'm just going to do a 100% row and insert. Now again, by default, that row is going to appear at the bottom. That's not where I want it to go. So based on these choices, I'm going to take this icon and drag it right up here to the top. Then I'm going to come down here, and again, if you go through here, it's really self-explanatory. Here is your Ultimatum social media icons. So I'm going to click right here, and I'm going to drag up that widget. Now, here's what makes Ultimatum a real joy to work with. We have icon style. It can be rounded or circle. So we're going to do rounded corners. We'll make it 32 pixels. That's a little bit too big for my taste. So let's make this about 22 pixels. And we can pick the different types of social media that I want to put in here. So let's say I want to put, let's go down the list here, and let's put in our email address. If you want to select multiples, it's Command key for Macintosh, Control key for Windows. I'm going to put Facebook. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to pick Twitter. Boy, it's like seeing sausages being made. I'm going to scroll down here and pick YouTube. All right, now again, I'm holding down the Command key, Macintosh, Control key for Windows. And I can align these to the left, the right, or the center. I'm just going to keep these at the left. And I'm going to save the changes. Okay, now what that has done for me, so let's just close this window for a second. Because I selected those social media icons, when I come back in here, it's going to ask me for the information for that URL. It's right there. So whatever I select and click, it's going to go and select that information for whatever I selected. So if you put in the URL information, if you put in whatever you're selecting, it's smart enough to know what you're selected on. Does that make sense? Okay, so as an example, if I was to go to, let's go back up to Twitter. So you would have Twitter information. Now, whatever you fill in, that didn't come up. There, there's Twitter information. So whatever you put in there, if you don't put something in, obviously it's not going to show up. So I'm just going to put my Twitter account, and according to these rules here, you have to put the physical Twitter address. So I'm going to put my Twitter account, which of course is Think, Learn, Earn. And if you're not following me on Twitter, all I can say is, why the not? And I'm going to do the same thing with, actually, you know what? I just realized in the current version that we're watching, I made a slight mistake here. I forgot that the newest version, the older version, was a little different, because what you did, you'd control click to pick multiple ones, and then you'd have your dialog box come down at the bottom. So if I save this, this is a little bit more clumsier. I have to tell you, this technique here is a little bit more clumsier. Before, you can click it, and then it would just give you the dialog boxes that you picked. I don't know if this is a snafu with this particular version, but quite frankly, I like the older version better on this. So for YouTube, it's simply http:// and of course my YouTube channel is Think, Learn, Earn, and save the changes. Good. So now if I save the layout and I come back here to view the site. Actually, did I do it for that? Yeah, I did. All right, so there's my icon. Now, for whatever reason, it's only showing up YouTube. So let's examine why that's happening. So let's go back to our widgets, social media widgets. And apparently it only has the YouTube channel in there, which is very strange that it didn't do the both. So let's go back here to Twitter. And let's save that. All right, now I think this is a little bizarre here, because see, if I do this and I save, all right, now it's bringing them both up. Okay, I see how it's working now. My mistake on that. The other interface was a little different. You didn't have to hit save. You basically click save, and then all those came up at once. So this is a little different. So let's go back up here to Facebook. And let's hold that in Command, keep Macintosh, Control, keep Windows, and save that as well. All right, there you go. Now, for those of you that don't know this, let me share with you a little trick here. Facebook actually enables you to do fb.com, as in facebook.com/think, learn, earn. And if I could learn how to spell that correctly, that would be a good thing. Think. There you go. All right, so I come down here and I save the changes. All right, so yeah, I guess I do like this interface as well. I got a little flustered there because I thought it wasn't working as planned, but if you hold it, then you'd save and then they come up. Okay, that makes sense. Great. All right, save the changes, come back up here to visit site, and there's my icons. Now, if you want to have more or less space or put it in the center, then you'd make those changes. And of course, if I click here, it's going to take me to my YouTube channel. And if I click here, it's going to take me to my Twitter feed. Think, learn, earn. Oh, of course, I didn't fill it out correctly. So let's go back and make that change. Let's select here. Not paying attention. Apparently, I can't chew gum and walk at the same time, which rarely happens. So think, learn, earn. Sure, Robert, you know the name of your company, right? Okay. So save the changes. Come back up here to view the site. And if I click on the Twitter icon, of course, that goes to my Twitter page, which you should all be following me on Twitter. Okay, so let's examine some more, because this is going into 9 minutes now. So let's examine some more widgets in our next video.